All right, NXT faithful. There's an NXT Vengeance Day PLA tomorrow on Peacock. Let's get into it. There's 5 matches on the card that I saw from this past Tuesday, but when I just looked up the card to see the 5 matches to do this video, I saw somewhere that the Vanity Project, who just recently won the tag team titles, were defending their tag team titles against an unnamed opponent. So we'll start with that. Obviously, if that is a match on the card, which I doubt, we do have a guaranteed 5 matches on the card, possibly 6. So we'll start with the Vanity Project, who are supposedly defending their tag team titles again. We'll start with the Vanity Project, who are apparently defending their newly won tag team titles against an unnamed opponent. So we'll just go with the Vanity Project to retain there. Now we get to the matches we do know. First up, we'll go with the singles. We'll go with one of the singles matches that don't have a title involved. A returning Tony D'Angelo versus Dion Lewis of Dark State. As you know, Tony D'Angelo blames Dark State for ruining his family. He vowed to take vengeance. He's took them all out so far. Now, this one's hard to pick because I don't see him having Tony D'Angelo lose already. I'm going to go with Tony D'Angelo to beat Dion Lewis because I think Dion Lewis is probably going to make card here pretty soon. But I'm going with Tony D'Angelo to beat Dion Lewis. I'm going with Tony D'Angelo to beat Dion Lewis here. And in our next matchup, our actual second match that we have, that we know of, our second match. So I'm going with Tony D'Angelo to beat Dion Lewis. In our second matchup, or our third matchup, I am going to go with the street fight, which is Jada Parker versus Blake Monroe. Now, I like Jada Parker. I want Jada Parker to win. I'm going to be going for Jada Parker. But I think that Blake Monroe is going to win this, so I'm going with Blake Monroe to win this match. I'm going with Blake Monroe to beat Jada Parker in a street fight, but I'm going to be rooting for Jada Parker here. But going with Blake Monroe to beat Jada Parker in the street fight. Next up, which will be technically our fourth matchup, we got an NXT Underground match, which is Lola Vice versus Kaylani Jordan. Kaylani Jordan's been training with Shayna Baszler, so take that for whatever you want. Kaylani Jordan's got the best of Lola Vice lately, so I don't see that happening again here. I'm going to go with Lola Vice to beat Kaylani Jordan in the NXT Underground match. So going with Lola Vice to beat Kaylani Jordan in the Underground match. In our fifth matchup, we got for the NXT Women's North American title, we got the challenger Tatum Paxley taking on champion Izzy Dame. Izzy Dame is one of my favorite of the female. Izzy Dame is one of my favorite of the females on the NXT roster. I just don't see Tatum winning this. I think Tatum's beat Izzy one time here, if that. I'm gonna go with Izzy to retain her NXT North American title. The only way I would see Izzy losing this is if she's going to the main card shortly after this, which haven't heard anything, but I'm going with Izzy Dame to beat Tatum Paxley and retain her NXT North American title. And in our sixth and final match we got for the NXT Men's Championship, this one's tough for me. We got your current champion, I Believe in Joe Hendry, taking on the challenge of Ricky Saints. I am probably going to be wrong in this one, but I'm going to go with the current NXT Men's Champion. I'm going to go with the current NXT Men's Champion, Joe Hendry, to retain his title over Ricky Saints. Enjoy the card. I will probably get to it maybe Sunday or sometime early next week, hopefully. But when I get watched, I'll be back with a review. Enjoy your Friday night, guys.